Good evening, and welcome to my page, Joanne Jones, the Early Years Development Coach. And I'd like to thank everyone who's been liking this page over the last week or so. I've had loads of new likers. It's a really new page, so thank you very much for joining us in these early days. And I'm looking forward to all I have to offer over the next few weeks and months as we head into our programme of training. Anybody who is in my group, and that's called Parenting Children with Speech, Language and Communication Difficulties, will have seen me on the live this evening talking about assessment. Anybody on here who's not in my group, send me a request, that's absolutely fine. You can join that group and join other parents where we offer each other support and a great environment for sharing concerns, getting questions answered and weekly lives as well. But I just wanted to jump on this evening and do this training for you. So 5 reasons why your late talker prefers YouTube over you. And I'm sure that this rings true. I know from working with hundreds of families, lots of children who are delayed talkers prefer looking at phones, looking at iPads, watching YouTube channels. And I've been thinking about that over the last few days and thinking, what is it? Why is that? So I've got 5 reasons for you. So here goes. So reason number 1 is that YouTube provides quick, fast action, changing visuals all the time. And so for children whose attention and listening is tricky, they love it because there's something new, something quick, something bright and colourful that is changing, even if it feels like not much of an action that they're watching. Those visuals are changing all the time, and that captures their attention. So if you've got poor attention and listening, having a changing quick programme on the television or on an iPad or online is really helpful for kind of re-engaging you, and so that's why that's one of the reasons. Number 2 is that YouTube is very repetitive, and you can watch the same programme, the same clip, the same little bit over and over and over again. And for children with language delays, that's really important. They really need that repetition. They want to listen to things over and over again. And that happens for children who've got typical development as well. Little children often want lots and lots of repetition. So that's number 2. Number 3, YouTube never asks them any questions. It doesn't demand an answer. They don't have to answer. They don't have to process what's being said and come up with something else back. There's no demands, there's no directions, there's no questions. YouTube just plays along and you can be a very passive spectator in that. So number 3 is that YouTube doesn't ask any questions. Number 4 is that YouTube is based on auditory, so it's based mainly on what you're on visuals. So it's mainly what you're watching. You're seeing the colours, you're seeing the action, you're seeing the changing movements, and you're not reliant on the auditory. You're not reliant on the words. You're not reliant on the sounds. And so for children who are finding language difficult, that's really good because they don't have to worry about the language. There's enough to stimulate them visually. And the final one is that YouTube is quite often from a very young age under their control. They can switch it on, they can switch it off, they can stop it, they can restart it. They feel in control, they can make choices. And sometimes that can be really difficult for children with a language delay. So let's run through those again, the 5 reasons. So they're quick and fast action, very repetitive. That it doesn't require it doesn't ask questions, it doesn't require an answer. It's very visual and not very auditory, and it's totally under their control. So what can we take from that to make us more appealing to our children with language delay and late talkers? All those things that I've said are really key messages for parents of children with language difficulties, because all of those things that YouTube provides is what we can do. So we can be very playful and very quick and have lots of changes to keep our child's attention. We can do that. Sometimes it's more difficult than others. There are times when that can't happen, but we can definitely create that. We can be very repetitive We can repeat ourselves, that's fine, and drive ourselves mad, but actually great for the children. We can reduce the amount of demands we make and reduce the amount of questions that we make for children, and that is massive in terms of getting engagement from any child. We can be very visual. We can add pictures, we can add gesture, we can add signing, we can add actions, we can add photographs. We can become much more visual, which is so helpful for children with language delay. And we can give children more control, we can give them more choices, we can give them more opportunities for them to make decisions and play a part, because when children are language delayed, it's very easy for parents to fall into that trap of knowing what the child wants, and sometimes that might, we might not be right. Children can change their mind just as much as we do as adults, and so giving the children the opportunity to make choices and have an element of control over their life is massive for these children. So just some quick top tips, just a quick jump on. Give me a shout if I can help you. I'm always looking at my inbox and really happy to engage. There's going to be some freebies coming, there's going to be some online programs coming, so watch this space. This is early days for me, but I've got so much up my sleeve. Share this with anyone that you think might be interested. Share this video, and let's get people talking about language development and helping kids to be the best that they can be. Thanks for joining me. Bye bye.